Alright folks, here is another video giving you some descriptions or directions on how to do this next assignment. And this is what we want to call our +1 research assignment. And with a +1 research assignment, what we're going to do is I want you to kind of step away from what we're teaching and look at a topic that you might be interested in, or something that is not necessarily a normal piece of information that's taught, to do some research on as it relates to the unit we're doing. So you see at the top here, it asks you what unit number we're doing, so it'll be either 1 through 7 depending on what unit we're on. You're going to tell me what the topic is, just a general overview of the topic, and of course put your name on it. And there's 5 main questions that you have to answer or kind of describe to fit inside of this research assignment. Okay, so the first question is, explain the importance of the topic to the time period. These are the facts. Why did what you choose, why is that so important to what's going on in that time period, in that unit, or in that country, or whatever the case may be? So these are the facts. So you're going to explain. That's the big term there, is you have to explain what's going on. Don't just tell me the Black Death happened now. Explain to me why. Give me the background here. And that's kind of what I'm looking for in question number 1. In question number 2, this is where we kind of ask the hypothetical, the what if. What differences would have happened if the topic you chose had not happened? Okay, or if it occurred differently or had a different outcome. Okay, so here you're looking at hypotheticals. What would have happened if the Black Death never actually occurred in Europe? Or if the Black Death didn't kill as many people? Or if the Black Death wiped out a bigger population? These are outcomes or hypothetical what ifs that I want you to kind of explain in this. And this one is coming out of your head. The idea is there. The third question is kind of a big one. Was there something similar to your topic in another period of time? This is what's a synthesis, called a synthesis. You're making a connection between what you're learning or what you're researching now and how it relates to other parts of history. Okay, so we're looking either going back in history if something may have happened, or forward in history. So for example, I'll stick with the Black Death, which happens in the 14th century. Well, there had been a bubonic plague that happened in China much earlier. And what were the outcomes there? How do they connect to one another? And many times what you're looking at has a direct connection. Now, here's a part that's kind of critical now. When you're making connections, you've got to step outside of the time period. So a lot of times you see people making connections, for example, within the Enlightenment, and they're too closely connected. I want long-range connection, either forward in history or back in history, nothing from the same actual time period. Okay? The next question is pretty straightforward. Explain how this topic enhanced your understanding of the unit. All right? How did this help you understand what's going on in world history even more? And then lastly, and this is a big one, evaluate the long-term effects of your topic as it relates to world history. How did your topic change world history? How did it change possibly the history of a country or the history of a group of people? How did it, what were the effects? And again, when you're evaluating, you got to provide details. That's going to be a big thing as we do these. It's not just stating facts or making a point. You've got to back your points up. Okay? And then lastly, I just want you to list some references. Whatever websites you use, you can copy and paste the URL. Okay? So obviously, if you have any questions, ask me, but hopefully this helps you understand exactly what we're doing. We go from straight factual knowledge to a hypothetical what if, down to a connection, a synthesis idea, to a reflection, to an evaluation. Okay? And that's the goal. When we do these research assignments, that's the goal of each one of them. All right? So good luck, do them well, and we'll continue to improve our writing as we go along.